Hello. So I've been getting a lot of requests lately to do a braid tutorial for the braids that I do in my hair. And most of the braids that I do, like the halo or the half halo, um, or even like whatever, the milkmaid braids, those can be found online. There's a ton of tutorials for those ones, and that's how I learned, so I would just recommend looking up those. But the latest one that I posted a photo of, I made up myself, kind of. I just was playing around, and so I will show you how I do it. So you're gonna need some kind of elastic. I like to use little clear elastics, or and I also like to use this just like in the process. And then you might need bobby pins. It just depends. If you want to pin it back, then you'll need bobby pins. And sometimes you get some weird hairs that you want to pin down. So that's what you'll need, and dry shampoo if you have it. Also, this is my tangle tamer. It's like the only thing that gets out my tangles. I have like the tangliest hair ever, so that's why I use this, obviously. In most braids, this is just an extra piece of info. Most braids work best on dirty hair, and that's why I do them. But this braid that I'm going to show you actually looks the best when it's on clean hair, and so I don't get to do it that often. But okay, so you're going to want to have a deep part, not super deep, but deeper than center. So I guess that's deep enough. You take a small section of hair, maybe 2 or 3 inches in the beginning. And this is what you're going to do your Dutch braid on. If you don't know how to do a Dutch braid, I'm not going to teach you. Just look it up. There's a million tutorials, but it's an inside out braid or Dutch braid. They're the same thing. So you take your 3 sections from this larger section. They should be pretty small. And I like to do a couple crossovers without adding hair in the beginning. I just like the way that looks. So there we go. And you start adding hair. I'm just using my computer. I'm sitting on our bedroom floor doing this. This is like so weird to me. I never do things like this. And then you don't really want to use the other section of hair to add more hair, because you're going to need that for your French braid and for like the hair that's going to be down still. So once you get to about your temple, you're going to stop adding hair, and you make sure that like this braid is tight. You want this one to be really tight because you're going to pull it out later, and you need like room to pull it out. If it's already loose, then there's not very much pulling out that you can do. So, and then you just braid it down. I usually go about halfway. You don't need to go all the way to the end unless you have shorter hair. Say about here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put this elastic around it loosely. It doesn't have to be tight or anything. You're gonna take this out. Okay, now for the French braid. So the French braid, you're going to do looser, and it's going to be more hair involved. So I'm going to take sections from a further, well, not a further, but a bigger, like, surface area, I guess, of hair. And just regular French braid. And again, I like to do a couple crossovers with no adding hair. Then start to add, and the hair that you add to this, you don't want it to be like far. You want it to kind of be under, if that makes sense, like under the hair that you're pulling from. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but because then once you like later on, you'll kind of have like a bald spot, I guess. So then once you get to about your ear, stop adding hair, braid it out. Again, you don't have to do this one very tight. You don't have to braid it far, just about halfway. Unless you've got shorter hair, you're gonna want to do it as far as you can then. I actually don't know how I would go about this if I had shorter hair, but okay. So now you've got your French braid and you've got your Dutch braid. This is the time when you use dry shampoo. So I like the powder dry shampoo the best for braiding and just for regular dry shampoo use. And this is my favorite one. It's Bumble and Bumble dry shampoo and texturizing powder, volumizing powder, whatever. And I like to use it when I'm braiding. I like to use it at the tops, just close to my roots, because if you do it down here, it kind of makes your hair look dull. So, and you don't really want that. So just sprinkle a little bit up here and a little bit up here. Okay. And then you want to rub it in. I like this one a lot too because it's not just dry shampoo, it's also like texturizing powder. So it helps with this. This is exactly what we want, is texture to hold when you give your braid more volume. Okay, so this is pancaking, and if you don't know what that is, look it up, or you can just watch me. So start from the bottom, and I'm going to pull out sections of my braid just so they look a little more full, but also a little flatter, hence the term pancaking. And you don't have to do every piece of your hair, just some, or you can do all of them. I like doing all of them because I like the fuller look, not just like, it looks like a little bit messy and a little bit fuller. I like that a lot. And then once you get to the top, this is when you want to pull it out really far. And make sure all your dry shampoo is rubbed in, so you don't have any white spots. I've like had days when I don't rub in my dry shampoo all the way and they're just like white spots, and then I'll see it later. I'm like, seriously, I went all day like this? Okay, I can't really get that one out anymore. Okay, so that one's nice and big. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pin that down when I put it up, but okay, I'm just gonna switch these and put the elastic on this just to hold it for now. Just loosely. And then now we're gonna pull out this one. This one you could do a lot of pulling out because it's so tight. So, yeah, you can make it look really good. And this hairstyle, like once you get the hang of both of the braids, it's like you could do it in less than 10 minutes. Like it honestly is the fastest braid of all of the braids that I have done, because it's just, you just are doing just two little sections, not like all the around your head. Yeah. And one thing that I promised myself, because I really, like a couple months ago, like for the past year, I feel like I've really wanted to chop my hair off. And then I couldn't because I knew I would be sad later. And I said, well, if I'm going to keep my long hair, I need to start doing stuff with it. So I started learning how to braid. And I'm really glad that I did because I love it and it's fun and it's pretty. Okay, so all these sections are pulled out. So there you go. You got two voluminous braids. French braid, Dutch braid, both pancaked. And I just love pulling them out. It's so fun. It's the best part. Okay, so now you're going to want, this is when you're going to pin it back. So I take hair from this side, just a little bit. And so I'm going to pin this back with these two braids. So it's going to be like a half up. A lot of people, when they show their braids, they don't really show you like the back or like the other side. And I think it's like really, I don't know, I think it's sneaky because like you think that they have this beautiful braid that's like goes all the way around their head and they really just have like one side, like me. It's just one side. And I don't have extensions. A lot of the people who are like really good at braiding have extensions, and that's why their hair looks so full and like amazing. But not everyone can have extensions, you know? So this is just like a regular person braid. So I put all the sections in the back, and just for right now I'm going to use my regular elastic because the rubber elastics sometimes pull my hair. And then it's just like, you just put it around all the sections. If you have shorter hair, I think this is where you're going to want to use the bobby pins rather than the elastic. unless you have long enough hair for it to be a pony. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a ponytail on the back. And then, yeah, just fix these. Like sometimes this part of the French braid might get weird, so you might want to pin that down or whatever. That's where you would use the bobby pins. Do a little more fluffing. And I think that's it. There you go. There is the hairstyle. I don't have a name for this, so if you have a good name for this braid, then tell me. Or if you have any questions, or if you try it out and you love it, I want to see pictures. So just comment if you have any questions or if you have a name suggestion for this. Dun, dun, dun. And thanks for watching. And sorry I'm so awkward. Okay, bye.